Hi, and welcome to Drive, your source for automotive reviews, analysis, maintenance, and restorations. Please subscribe to our expanding channel, please watch the entire video, and click on notifications. Also follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and please recommend us to your friends. Hi everybody, welcome to Drive. I've already done a previous video on how to remove old window tint from side windows that don't have the defroster vanes in them. But when it comes to doing the back one, you need a lot more care, because you can't use a scraper, because if you were to use a scraper, you would destroy the vanes, and once you interrupt the continuity in one of the vanes, the entire system will not work anymore. So what I'm going to demonstrate in a little bit more care this time is using a heat gun very carefully and peeling it away slowly. And the idea here is patience and taking the appropriate amount of time, because to remove the clear acetate is very easy. To remove the tint that's touching the actual glass, that's quite difficult. Afterwards, I'll use the same process of removing any glue or residue using isopropyl alcohol, because that's the best way in order to effectively clean it. So let's get going. As you can see, the film on the back window has begun to bubble quite a bit. This is very old tint, and tint is made up of two components: a clear acetate, which protects the tint, and then what adheres to the actual window is a very thin layer of tint that creates the darkness and the UV protection. So in order to be successful, both layers have to be pulled off without using a scraper. As you can see, I would destroy the rear defroster vanes, and once you break one of them, the entire system will not work anymore. So I was able to remove both layers of tint on almost the entire piece of glass, except for the very far corner. It was a small patch that I missed, so I decided to turn the camera off so people wouldn't hear me use four-letter words. I finally got that off, and as you can see, there is a heavy residue that's still remaining after all of the film has been removed. You can see it actually there on the rear deck lid. Now I'll be doing the process of using isopropyl alcohol and methodically starting from one side and moving to the other to remove all the glue and residue that's been left behind. So I encountered a lot of resistance in removing the final residue left on the rear glass after I removed the tint. So what I did was I purchased some 100% solution ammonia, put it into a spray bottle, and what I'm doing here is I'm going to spray the entire glass surface area of the glass, and then I'm going to cover it with black plastic, a garbage bag. And what that will do is it'll allow the solution to heat up and start dissolving the adhesive that was keeping the tint in place. I'll leave it here for a couple of hours, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a non-scratching scour pad to essentially scrub off the remaining residue and film. That will not ruin the defroster lines, but doing anything else will not remove it. So here I go. Be careful with this stuff. It's quite toxic. It'll overwhelm you if you breathe it, if you inhale it. Probably best to wear a mask. So here's an exterior view of the black plastic on the inside. I'm going to let it sit in the sun, direct sun, for several hours to loosen up all that remaining residue and adhesive, and then I'm going to scrape it off. So here's the end result. What I ended up doing was using a non-abrasive scrub pad and then cleaning it with isopropyl alcohol to remove all the remaining residue. Here's a view from the outside. Thanks for watching how to remove stubborn old tint film from rear windows with electric defroster systems. If your old film is as difficult as mine, it will take you several hours to complete the job, but the results will be well worth your time. If you do end up damaging one of the defroster lines, do not worry, there's a fix for that as well. Please remember to subscribe to our expanding channel. Thanks. Drive, your source for automotive reviews, analysis, maintenance, and restorations.